Hello guys, today is day 42, June 18. So we'll do one more episode of Polity before going to the next subject. So Polity episode 1, 2, 3 is already there. Geography, I think at least 5 episodes are there. History is there. Current affairs are there. Almost everything what is needed for this exam is being covered in this series. And 5 MCQ samples are shown from our test series, which is designed for both 2021 and 22 aspirants. And in Vaish Courses channel, we have started one more initiative where we will be showing you the basic details or needed details about personalities. So episode number 1 was uploaded in Vaish Courses. Please go and watch the series. Every 2 days or 3 days, we'll try to put a video on this based on your response. Okay. So today's first question. Which of the following are true about the seat of the Supreme Court? The Constitution authorizes the CJI to appoint any place, that is city, as seat of the Supreme Court without the approval of President or Parliament. The second statement, the Constitution declares Delhi as the seat of the Supreme Court. So which of the following are true? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So here answer is 2 only, because the first one without the approval is wrong. Only with the approval of the president that can be done. Okay. So that is mentioned. Then Delhi is declared in the constitution itself. So you should go and see this thing. Okay. Same like that, like official language is Hindi, that is mentioned in the constitution. So people have that misconception that people just assume it, or it's mentioned in some rules, it is not there in the constitution. But you should know what is written in the constitution, what is not written in the constitution when it comes to these kind of GK type things. Okay. So this is the answer for that. You can read the explanation by pausing this. We'll go to the next question. Which of the following are true? Constitution has not prescribed a minimum age for appointment as a judge of the Supreme Court, but the Judges Enquiry Act has set a minimum age of 35 years. A person is qualified to be a judge of a Supreme Court if he has served as a judge of High Court for 3 years or as an advocate of High Court for 5 years. 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. The first one they are asking based on what is in the constitution and what is not there. And second one, they are asking the general statement about the qualification. It can be in the constitution, it cannot be in the constitution, but that is not mentioned in the statement. Okay, you have to just check whether the fact is correct or not. So it's neither 1 nor 2, because Judges Enquiry Act 1968 has nothing to do with this. Okay, it is about the removal of judges, which is actually not mentioned in a constitution, like how to remove it. Okay, and it's very important because judges removal has been in controversy sometimes. So that is anyway wrong. Then about the remaining things, a person to be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court should have the following qualification: he should be a citizen of India, he should have been a judge of a High Court or High Courts in succession for 5 years, he should have been an advocate of a High Court or High Court in succession for 10 years, he should be a distinguished jurist in the opinion of the president. The constitution has not prescribed a minimum age for appointment as judge of the Supreme Court. So that you have to know. Okay, because for some post it's already mentioned like 65 years is the maximum limit and all. But here there is no such specification for the judges of the Supreme Court. Test series, people have doubts even after being explained in the video. That is why we are again in the middle of the series we are explaining. 2021 batch 6 is the final batch. After this there is no batch because there is no time. Okay, this itself we launched it because UPSC postponed the exam. So 120 days you can study from scratch and complete it, provided that you know little bit basics of NCRTs and little bit thing. Okay, if you don't know also, if you are a fast learner, fast reader, still you can catch up with this. Okay, on October 3 you will be ready with the entire syllabus. Okay, and 2022, because you will be in a beginner phase, you have to do a 365-day study, for which every day you have to like what topic to read, that we are giving in the timetable itself. Okay, and my 40% 50% are self study and remaining is through our test series. So that is the plan. So these 2 videos if you watch, everything will be clear. After that, come and ask in WhatsApp for the discounts or installments, that kind of things we will tell you. But other than that, the schedule and test, everything is covered in this. So please watch this before asking any query. Okay, because we are getting at least 150 plus messages every day and we cannot respond the same thing which is already explained here. Okay, if it's directly for enrollment, then it will be easy to help you. So please watch these videos and then contact us. And as I told, Vice Courses channel has a lot of topics from the news being discussed in a detailed fashion, that too in just 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, 8 to 10 minutes, this much detailed coverage is not being done in YouTube anywhere now. So please see to it that you watch this and take benefit of this series, because this is specially designed for people who are interested in learning the correct facts about the news item. Okay, because there are a lot of unwanted facts roaming around in the internet. So which of the following are true about ad hoc judges appointed as judges in Supreme Court? Chief Justice of India can appoint a judge of a High Court as an ad hoc judge of the Supreme Court only after consultation with the Chief Justice of the High Court. While attending as a Supreme Court judge, he enjoys all the jurisdiction, powers, and privileges and discharge the duties of a judge of the Supreme Court. So this is about a concept called ad hoc judges, which is there in your Lakshmikant textbook. Okay, so when they are appointed, how is it different from the other judges or whether it is matching? So these two statements, which are the following, are true. Both of them are true. So when there is a lack of quorum of permanent judges to hold or continue any session of the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice of India can appoint a judge of a High Court as an ad hoc judge of the Supreme Court for a temporary period. He can do so only after consultation with the Chief Justice of the High Court, okay, that particular High Court, and with the previous consent of the President. So these two things are required. Then he can take someone and appoint him as the ad hoc judge of Supreme Court. The judge so appointed should be qualified for appointment as a judge of the Supreme Court. It is a duty of the judge so appointed to attend the sittings of the Supreme Court in priority to other duties of his office. While so attending, he enjoys all the jurisdiction, powers, and privileges and discharge the duties of a judge of the Supreme Court. So it's all exactly the same powers of the Supreme Court. Only to appoint him, this kind of criteria is there. Okay, if he is being picked up from the High Court. Now, which of the following keywords are mentioned in the original preamble? Okay, preamble has been amended once. So in the original preamble, what are the words? Unity, integrity, dignity, opportunity. So here the answer is 134 because integrity was added in the 1976 amendment, okay, the 42nd amendment. So the words like socialist, secular, I will show you the preambles also, so it will be easy to understand. So if you see here, this is the original one and the other one is the amended one, okay. So here if you see, opportunity is there in both places, dignity is there in both places, unity is also there, but integrity was added, okay. Integrity was added later. So you have to know these keywords, and UPSC have asked detailed questions about all these things, especially about liberty and equality. Many questions have come about justice and fraternity. We'll see like in future, hopefully some question will come. Okay, so you have to prepare this in detail. Even though it looks very small, questions are being found, very difficult questions are being found from the preamble alone. Okay, the wordings of the preamble. Now, removal clause of proven misbehavior or incapacity need not apply to High Court judges, Supreme Court judges, Chief Election Commissioner, Election Commissioner. Okay, so in removing these things, these people, there can be clauses given in the constitution. So proven misbehavior or incapacity is given in the case of 3 of them, but one of them is not there. So which is the one which it may not apply? So it's election commissioner, because for High Court and Supreme Court it is the same thing, and for chief election commissioner it's like manner and grounds as that of the judge of Supreme Court. So they also will have. But for election commissioner, okay, not the chief one, the other election commissioner or regional commissioner shall not be removed from office except on the recommendation of the chief election commissioner. This is the only thing mentioned in the article. Okay, there's no specific norms or procedure mentioned about the election commissioner. So this D option doesn't fit into this capacity because it's not mentioned anywhere. Okay, so I hope it's clear. So these were the 5 questions for today. Please subscribe so that we can keep the free content alive. And the test series, please come and contact us because all details are given. You just need to enroll it. Okay, and the faster you enroll, faster you can match up with the other students who are already started the preparation. Okay, so I'll come with the next episode. Thank you and have a nice day.